Welcome to my channel. My name is Chef Zuribreka, and my knife skills pay the bills. I just want to say hi to all of my subscribers and to people just visiting my channel. I hope everyone is having a really good Sunday and a really good September so far. And today's article we're going to be talking about, on today's video, we're going to be talking about an article that I saw on blackdoctor.org. Shout out to blackdoctor.org. It says that you shouldn't wash chicken. Let's read a little bit of the article and find out why you shouldn't wash chicken. Studies have shown that 44% of the population washes raw chicken prior to cooking. The percentage goes up to 71% when chicken is frozen. Both situations raise the risk of spreading Campylobacter bacteria on multiple surfaces, including hands, clothing, cooking utensils, countertops, and more, via splashing droplets of water. Common symptoms of Campylobacter poisoning include abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, often bloody, vomiting, irritable bowel syndrome, reactive arthritis, as well as a serious condition known as Guillain-Barré syndrome. The Centers for Disease Control estimates that approximately 1 in every 1,000 reported Campylobacter illnesses leads to Guillain-Barré syndrome. As many as 4% of Guillain-Barré syndrome, sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, to all the medical professionals. I only got as far as CNA, okay, so please don't be mad at me. Syndrome cases in the U.S. may be triggered by campylobacteriosis. The naked truth. A single drop of juice from raw poultry can have enough Campylobacter in it to infect a person. The National Antimicrobial Resistance Monitoring System reports that 47%, well, almost half, of raw chicken samples bought in from grocery stores tested positive for Campylobacter. The theory, according to the CDC and Food Safety Agency, is that approximately 50% of all raw poultry contains Campylobacter bacteria. When people wash it, they inevitably spread the bacteria from the raw chicken to nearby surfaces when water droplets bounce off the raw poultry, therefore contaminating the surfaces including counters, cutting boards, utensils, hands, arms, clothing, etc. Since most people don't bleach the area, or they tend to wipe the area with a clean cloth rather than hot soapy water, the bacteria rapidly spreads to other surfaces when they multiply and cause cross-contamination. We aren't necessarily advocating not washing chicken, although both the United States Food Safety Organization and the United Kingdom's Food Standards Agency advises, I don't have my glasses on, advises against washing, just that people should be aware that it must be done carefully to avoid potential contamination. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this. It says, don't wash your poultry. Prevent cross-contamination. Yes, you should have different cutting boards for everything. One for fish, one for chicken, or one for seafood, one for poultry, one for red meat, and one for veggies. And then one that you just use for food that's cooked, a white one. So you should have a blue one, a yellow one, a green one, a red one, and a white one. You should have 5 of them total. Let's face it, sometimes you must watch poultry inside the thighs. I've never cooked a turkey before. Oh, look, it just disappeared. Oh, no. Have I cooked a turkey? I don't think so. I just cooked the turkey legs. I like turkey, but it's just me and my son. I'm not going to make a whole turkey. Okay. And I don't ever really cook them at work, so I haven't had to yet. Yeah, so that's all the information about that. from the article, basically telling you that you should wash your chicken because, don't wash your chicken because when you do, you might spread bacteria. And a lot of people didn't agree with that. And as you can tell by all the laughing emojis. But I'm going to tell you guys something. And I did look in the comments, and a lot of people were like, I'm going to wash my chicken. And my great-great-grandmother's been washing this chicken, and we're fine, and blah, blah, blah. That's all good. There's nothing wrong with washing your chicken as long as you're doing it right and you're cleaning up and you're not cross-contaminating. And I don't think I've ever heard of anybody having this Campylobacter. I've never even heard of this before. Like, I've heard of Salmonella, but I've never heard of this. This is my first time hearing about this. The Guillain-Barré, I've heard of that, but I don't think I've ever heard of Campylobacter. But I haven't, thankfully, any of my customers have never gotten sick from my food, knock on wood. So I've been working in the food industry for a long time, but professionally as a cook, I've been cooking since I was a child. Like, since I was like probably 6 years old, I would stand on a chair and help my mother cook in the kitchen. So cooking is like a big part of my life. I love food. I love cooking. I look at food, PORN. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, I'm fat for a good reason. It's because I like cooking. It's not because I eat McDonald's every day. But yeah, and every single kitchen that I've worked in my entire life, I have never seen people wash chicken. I'm just telling you guys that, okay? It doesn't happen. The only time I've seen chicken like be even close to being washed is when if someone's trying to thaw it in a hurry. They'll run water over it to make it break down faster and thaw out faster, or defrost faster. But I've never seen anyone wash chicken. We did marinate chicken a lot in a lot of places I work for, and I haven't worked at like Denny's or anything like that, so don't get it twisted. I actually cooked for millionaires, and I've cooked for famous people because I worked at an arena where the Portland Trailblazers play, and I've cooked for them, and all types of celebrities have come. And we've made food for them, from Madonna to Kevin Hart to Justin Timberlake. All the celebrities that would come without their own personal chefs, we would cook for them in my kitchen. And no one ever washed a chicken for any of those celebrities. It just doesn't happen. We don't do it because it's discouraged for this very reason that this article was written. So I guess to sum it up, should you or should you not? It's up to you. It's your personal choice. Just be careful about what you're doing. But I just want to let you know, I've never seen it happen before. And I don't really go out to eat that much. And it's probably the reason why they probably are discouraging is it's probably for like cooking in restaurants, because it's just more food everywhere, more exposure, more of a chance of cross-contamination happening because of all the different stuff going on, or different people cooking, and all of the food that's being cooked in the kitchen. So we do have food safety standards, and we have to be certified to work in food service, but a lot of people still don't follow the practices that they're supposed to follow. And this is why I don't go out to eat. I can tell you, as a cook, I've seen, or as a cook and as a chef, I've seen some nasty stuff. I've seen some people just do the most nasty thing: drop food on the floor, pick it back up, and serve it to people. I've seen people. This one dude, he started vomiting in the food service area. And the same dude would, instead of washing his hands, he would, and he said, dig in his ears all the time. He was just nasty. He would dip his hands in the sanitizer water. I'm probably not helping the food industry by doing this video, but I don't give a damn. I'm I'm a truth teller. I'm going to just tell you how it is and what I've seen, and why I don't go out to eat. And not only that, energy. You don't want somebody hateful, evil cooking your food. That energy is going to go into that food. At least that's my belief. I do believe that, and energy is real. And call me a hippie, call me whatever, just don't call me late for dinner. Thought I'd throw a little food joke in there. Badumtis. I need to add that in. I need some sound effects. But yeah. So I've seen one time this dude was making some, I think it's called chelada. I can't even think right now, you guys. It's like that Spanish milk drink. It's like michelada or something. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it's called. My brain is kind of damaged from all these years of drinking and smoking weed. Real talk. And the concussion. But this dude dropped his coffee in the stuff that he was just like reaching over looking, and he dropped his personal coffee in there. He didn't throw it out, nothing. And they end up serving it to people. So it's disgusting. You see all this nasty stuff. I remember when I was a teenager, I was like 15, I worked at Arby's. I remember they dropped a roast beef in the garbage and they took it out. Yeah, gross. I remember when I worked at this arena where the Portland Trail Blazers play, and we would cook for them, and people that would come and stay in the suites while they watch the game, which is this food is very freaking expensive. One time she gave people chicken that was almost 3 weeks old. And I remember I told the executive chef, I snitched on her because I thought that was disgusting. I'm not eating chicken that's 2 weeks old or 1 week old. And you're giving these people that's paying all this money some chicken that's 3 weeks old. They probably don't even do that at McDonald's. And she, nothing, I don't think anything ever happened to her. The executive chef was looking at me like I was crazy. Her name was Jessica Helm. I don't like that bitch. She's racist. It was a horrible job. The food service industry is racist. I know I'm digressing, but I have ADHD. So I do that, and yeah, nothing happened to her. She was looking at me crazy for snitching on her. Like, bitch, why are you telling on her? You know. So yeah, I worked in another kitchen at a college, and this woman, she was like a supervisor. This is before I became a chef. I just recently became a chef this year, and I was working with her, working on some catering. I think it was like veggie platters, and I was washing my vegetables off, and this bitch got mad at me and was like, "No, we don't have time for that." And the things were covered in dirt and grit, and I was like, it just made me so angry because I knew I had to listen to this stupid bitch because she was like in charge, and I just didn't feel like arguing with her. She looked like she worshipped Satan, like one of those people, just look evil. I was just like, man, whatever. But yeah, it's just gross. And I'm like, they're giving these people these dirty. Like, why? It was only going to take me 2 seconds to rinse them off. Like, come on. Another kitchen that I worked in where we cooked for the Timbers, which is a soccer team here. And for the suites and all of that, the orders for catering there. This guy that we worked with, actually a lot of the guys that I worked with, they never washed the lettuce at all, the romaine. And the romaine sometimes would have bugs in it and dirt. And I used to always soak my romaine. I would soak it and let it sit for a while, and then I would wash it like 3 times because I just wanted it to be fresh and clean. I don't know. I don't like giving people nasty food, and I don't want anyone to ever get sick under my watch, from my food. That would make me feel horrible. And I just think it's nasty, and I'm not a lazy person to take a couple of minutes out to do my job right. It just doesn't make any sense. And no one would say anything about it either, about them not washing anything. The executive chef there didn't care. A lot of these people don't care. They just want you to work fast and just get everything done. They don't care about the quality of the food. And the places where the food was the most expensive were the worst places, ironically. The most careless place. You guys probably would never believe this. But when I was younger, I think when I was like a teenager, when I was 17, 18, somewhere around that, I worked at a shelter. And it was not just a shelter, it was like a rehabilitation center. And it was the Salvation Army. It was like a whole organization. And we would feed people off the streets, and we would feed people that were in the rehab, and it was also people that were just staying in the shelter there. We would feed everyone. Like every day we would feed hundreds of people. And it was actually one of my favorite jobs. Ironically enough, was working at a homeless shelter. I loved it. They were some of the most strict people. It was one of the most strictest kitchens I've ever worked in. And it was a shelter. It was a homeless shelter, dude. I remember I came up with nail polish on, and the supervisor gave me some nail polish and was like, take that off. Yeah. They were on top, like you had to have on gloves. They took more care into the food than the place where I was working with feeding the rich people, which is, I think it's so ironic. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I always thought that was crazy, but I think the best thing to do is cook your own food at home. It's healthier for you because you know everything that's going inside, and nothing is worse than finding foreign objects in your food, which has happened to me before, where I found like scour pads in my food and stuff like that. And when I went to return it, the cashier would have look at me crazy, like something's wrong with me for returning the food that had a foreign object. Like, I put it in there, and it wouldn't be like half, where you just go like there's like one little, like 1/4 of food left. No, it was like 3/4 of the food left. Like, I probably just ate like a little bit, and I saw the food and almost vomited. Saw the object and almost vomited. And it was like, ugh. And yeah, and they looked at me weird, like, what do you want? I want my money back, and I'm never gonna eat it. And I never ate at that place again. And my husband at the time, he actually kept eating. I guess he didn't care, but I care. I'm picky, and I don't like stuff like that. Would just make me sick. And it's stuff like that I can't get out of my mind. I'll keep thinking about it, and it'll ruin the food for me and the experience. So I encourage people to go out. When you're cooking, you're standing there. You're not just sitting in a drive-way or a drive-through or whatever, waiting on your food and then just sitting out eating it. You're not just sitting at a table waiting for somebody to serve you. You're actually making your food yourself, which is good and it's healthy, and you're standing there. You're getting exercise from standing there, and you can exercise from the clean up, because you're going to have to clean that up too, which is good. Just clean as you go. That's my motto. But cooking is so amazing. I love it so much, obviously, or else I would never be in this industry, even though it's not my lifelong dream to be in this industry. But for now, it's what I like doing. And I think it's just such a great skill to have, because not only do you save a lot of money, it's just something about it that just feels good for your soul. Like, that's soul food that's made at home. You can't get that kind of food when you go to a restaurant. Except my customers, because my food is cooked with love. I love what I'm doing. I'm not just like a disgruntled worker. Even if I hate my job, I'm still happy cooking. No matter what it is, if I'm dicing an onion, or, if I'm searing a steak or whatever, it's all a part of the process, and I love it all. And it's one of the greatest gifts in the world, and to be able to cook for your loved ones, and to be able to learn new skills and things, that's good for your brain too. I made sushi for the first time last week, and that was fun. And there's so many other things out there I want to try to do, and I'll put a turkey on there on my list, since I should know how to do that, since I'm a chef, right? But I didn't go to culinary school. I just became a chef by trade, just by working around and just, on the job training. But I just want you guys to be safe out there, and make sure that you are taking care of yourselves and eating right. Not just making sure you don't get this Campylobacter, but making sure that you are eating healthy, eating good, healthy food, and taking care of yourself, and eating food that is made with love. And yeah, let's read a couple of the comments before I go. Let's see what they got to say. I'm washing my chicken. Look, see, the black people like, I'm washing my chicken. I don't give a damn. In all honesty, I've never heard of this stuff, the Campylobacter. So they said they're trying to kill somebody. If you go out to eat, are they trying to kill you? Because I'm guarantee you they're not washing your chicken. They don't. They just don't do that. I've never seen it done. I don't remember if they did it at that homeless shelter that I worked at. That was so many years ago, I don't remember. But most places I've never seen. They don't wash any of the meat. They just cook it. I've never seen meat being washed working in food service. In fact, I think when you get your certification, that's probably one of the questions on the test. And you're not supposed to wash it because of the bacteria spreading everywhere. So, but I hope you guys learned something for this video. If not, we're entertained by it. And let me know in the comments, do you guys wash your chicken before you cook it? What do you think about this? Do you think that they're trying to kill you? How do you feel about knowing that your chicken probably isn't washed when you go out to eat? Unless you go out to a restaurant that's black owned. Apparently, they're probably gonna wash the chicken there. I'm talking about the other restaurants that you go to. I don't know. So you guys just let me know if you wash your chicken. If you think that this is crazy, they have bleach on there. Or if you think do you think this is just BS? Oh, an alternative to washing chicken is just marinating it in wine. The acid will kill off the bacteria. Cooking will kill off bacteria as long as you're cooking your food to temperature. If you don't have a thermometer, it's nice to have one. That way you can check your internal temperature on your food. They're cheap. You can get them off Amazon for cheap, and they're really great. They probably have them at Walmart and Target too. They're really great to have. I don't use one at home really, just because I don't need one. I've gotten to that point where I've been cooking for some, but at work I use it because at work I'm more cautious about what I'm doing because I have other lives in my hands. But at home I'm usually just cooking for me and my son, which he doesn't even like eating a lot of the food that I cook, unfortunately, because I be wanting to make some stuff. I'm like, dude, your mom is a chef. You know how lucky you are. But yeah. Yeah, salt. You can put salt and yeah, soak it in salt water, marinate it in lemon juice. Do what you want to do. It's your chicken. Nobody can tell you what to do with your food. If it's been working for you all this time, then like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I just thought it was an interesting article. An interesting article to read. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you like this video, I know it's just kind of random, but it's just a little random Sunday night video. Please like this video and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching.